Last time on Sakura Spirit. You seemed rather down earlier. Like the way your tail and ears were hanging low reminded me of a poor scolded puppy. And now. Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet, it is I, the Roshi, and we're back with some more Sakura Spirit. Alright, so let's get right into it. I awoke the next morning to the sun filtering through the wooden blinds, yawning loudly. The girls had very graciously given me an entire room to myself, and it was certainly a lot bigger than my room back home. It was still early in the morning, likely a bit before breakfast. I decided to spend a short moment to gather my thoughts. It was clear that, in order to learn more about my situation, I would need to pay a visit to the shrine. Maybe I could even find the answers to some other questions that had been lingering in the back of my mind for a while now. The fact that Michiko seemed surprisingly nervous at the mention of Tsuyuri's name made me wonder about their relationship. What could possibly have happened to make Michiko react like that? The apparent hostility between the villagers and the fox spirits was another issue altogether. Of course, I couldn't forget about the fact that I needed to find a way to get back home as well. Just as I finished gathering my thoughts, Mako's voice resounded from the downstairs. Takakun, breakfast is ready. Could you go get Oni-sama? Sure, we'll be right there. I quickly made my way out of the room, finding myself within one of the corridors of the mansion. Once outside, it didn't take long for me to find Michiko wandering down the corridor, her lips curving into a smile when she saw me. No need to look for me, Takakun. Mako's voice reached me loud and clear. Good morning, Michiko-san. Did you sleep well? It was a decent sleep, although perhaps a bit lonely. However, you seem to be getting along well with my little sister. Takakun, was it? Perhaps I should consider you my rival in the quest for the heart of our dear Makochan. She seems to like it. I guess I'll be stuck with that name for a while. Oh, is it not to your liking? Well, perhaps you would prefer Darling instead. You were watching us? Oh right, Takahiro made the joke about her calling him darling because they could live a happy life and blah blah blah, teasing. Good. Indeed. It was taking you both such a long time I grew rather curious and snuck out. But I didn't see you at all. Well, I am a fox spirit. Hiding myself from humans is like playing hide and seek with a child. Well, if you play hide and seek with a child, don't you usually go easy on them? Because you don't want them to get upset, and so you'd be easy to find, right? Unless if you're a hardcore hide and seek player. I don't know. Anyway, then why didn't you use your hiding skills to hide from the guards? Now that you mention it, the thought never occurred to me. Well, it certainly was fun getting chased by them. Unfortunately, Mako does not have the best control over her change. She is far too excitable, and is unable to maintain the illusion. It is her one magical blind spot. I'm sure it wouldn't have been fun if the tsundere tyrant had caught you both. That certainly would have been an unpleasant experience. Then again, I am sure you would have ended up saving me. Wouldn't you, Takakun? I noticed a subtle change in Michiko's voice as the sweet sugar-coated words caused my cheeks to flush red. I really wasn't any good at dealing with this girl's flirty attitude. Stepping backwards, I turned toward the stairs at the end of the corridor and replied in a hurried tone, "But Makochan is waiting for us!" And with that, I rushed toward the kitchen with Michiko giggling behind me as she followed. Ah, good morning, both of you. I fixed up some eggs and toast for you. There are some oranges, too. Ah, wonderful. Thank you, little one. You are getting better at this. To wake up knowing a pretty girl made me breakfast, it's good to be alive. Perhaps you would enjoy having one resting by your side as well? That's a bit overkill, especially considering the condition of said girl. I recalled the sight of Michiko sleeping yesterday and my cheeks immediately grew red. I quickly sat down at the table, trying to distract myself by changing the subject. When is this guy's cheeks not red? Once his face has been a tomato, it's been red, it's been a deeper red, they're flushed red. He has a red face. Permanent red face. I'm convinced. Some makeup could fix that. Maybe. So thanks to you two, I learned a little bit about this world. How about I return the favor and talk about mine? Do you have anything you want to ask? Oh, yes, I want to know. What are the spirits like in your world? Spirits, you say? I thought about her question for a moment before I replied with a sheepish grin. Well, in my world, spirits only exist in folk tales. They appear in stories, and in certain religions even worship them. But it's not like we got them running around like they do in this world. Folk tales? Worship? Your world is strange, Takakun. Aw, that's kind of boring. What about your life? Are you a defender of your village? You said something about a judo before. What is that? You mean judo? Well, in my world, people go to this place called school. It's basically a place of knowledge where you learn a lot of things before you're considered an adult in our society. But in my world, the defenders are known as the police. They keep things peaceful and such. I'm just a student. I guess you could say that I'm studying to become a defender. Not just of my village, but of my whole country. It was a bit exaggerated, but it felt kind of nice to call myself a defender. That sounds weird. Is the police like the army or something? Defending the whole nation? Your world is very strange, Takakun. I wouldn't call it strange, Michiko-san. It's this world that's weird. But no, the police is like the guards of the village. We do have an actual army that defends the country, though. Hehe. Either way, your world sounds like fun, especially if everyone is like you. Anyway, Oh no, dang it! These oranges all have worms in them! Ew, 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 Oni-sama! Did you forget to check them again? Oh, how horrible. I must have been overcome with fatigue, and never gotten around to checking them properly. Boo! Big ol' lazy meanie, I'll just have to go and get some apples instead. As Meiko went outside to grab some apples, my eyes drifted toward Michiko, who was observing me with a content smile, clearly pleased with something. Hello, Michiko. It is such a relief to see her in such a good mood. It has been a tough few months, I must admit. She has been upset with her magical skills and have not been progressing as fast as they once did. We all have our ups and downs, especially when it comes to studying. I still remember how I used to dread exams. So little time for my judo. It made me rather sad at times. That does sound rather stressful. Tell me, Takakun, what is that you study? I am intrigued by this school notion. Well, my situation is a bit different from most. While I go to school like everyone else, I actually aim to become an athlete. To explain in a way you'd understand, an athlete is someone who practices a certain sport, and those who are among the best end up representing their country. I have an upcoming tournament that will decide whether or not I will be able to represent my country in judo. I think I understand. Your focus is on your strength, while still gathering knowledge to allow yourself a multitude of options. An interesting method. I should thank you. I guess you could say it like that, but why thank me? I believe that your sudden appearance in our world has had a lot to do with Meiko's newfound joy. I can hear her singing, something I have not heard in weeks. It warms my heart to see her so overjoyed, and I believe it is because of you. Thank you, Takakun. I doubt that's the only reason, but you're welcome. I smiled bashfully at Michiko before continuing. Then again, I should also thank you busting my rear out of jail. I don't want to think about what I would have been doing if it was still in the care of the Tsundere tyrant. Haha, you are most welcome. But please, do not be so hard on Mio-chan. There are many things here beyond her control. But perhaps it is out of our hands for now. I still wish to thank you, Takakun. I have been wondering how I might repay you for bringing such joy to Makochan. Repay me? For a moment my thoughts drifted towards a certain idea, but my cheeks quickly turned scarlet red at the thought. Of course they did, because they're always red. You are in constant red mode, as mentioned before. I couldn't ask something like that of her. I'm not sure I have anything in mind. I think your smile is enough. You are a true gentleman, Takakun. It's a shame, though. I was thinking of such naughty things, too. The foxberry giggled to herself as she turned toward the garden, watching Mako struggle to descend from one of the trees with an armful of apples. Makochan, there are only 3 of us. Your belly does not count for a 4th person. Speaking of a 4th person, it sounded like you two used to talk a lot with the spirit at the shrine. Why do you get so nervous whenever the Tsuyuri is involved? Yeah, that's not important. Oh, is that a giant bird carrying the seed of the world tree? Oh, maybe it is. I should go and... Ah, Tsuyuri Dono. Thank you for visiting us today. Michiko-san is right over here. Ah, Tsuyuri, no, I'm sorry. I have just been terribly busy. Please forgive me, Tsuyuri-sama. Whoa, to think you get that flustered. Is she that amazing of a person? You don't understand. It is complicated. There are certain skills that I, as a fox spirit, possess. A subtle way of talking or acting that influence how people perceive me. They are, I suppose they would be considered social skills, but for spirits. So Yuri is capable of completely negating these, and it leaves me feeling rather nervous and helpless. I see. So basically she's immune to your flirting and... Connecting the dots in my mind, I planted the palm of my hand against my forehead. Now I get it. You're afraid of approaching her because this Tsuyuri is a bigger flirt than you. But if she's flirting with you... Oh, I see. You swing that way. Not necessarily, pal. I don't know. For some reason, I suddenly felt rather disappointed. That's not true! Well, maybe. I mean, she has an overpowering presence, and it does not allow me to properly, do my thing. I'm not sure what you mean by swinging, however. It meant that you know, like girls? Oh, really? Well, how about we forget all about Tsuyuri for now, and I show you exactly which way I swing, Takakun. That won't be necessary. But she must be quite a challenge to deal with, considering. I briefly lowered my voice to a whisper. You're already a handful to deal with once you start your teasing. Ahaha! You are perhaps less the gentleman I thought you to be, Takakun. What am I then? A lovable rogue, perhaps? Or maybe you see yourself as more of a hero type. Of course I'm a hero. A perverted one, but a hero nonetheless. There's nothing wrong with being a lovable rogue. Or a perverted hero. As long as take it into... I'm just gonna stop talk. Okay, let's continue. Oni-sama Takani! Welcome back, Makochan. How did the hunt for the golden apple go? No golden ones, but I got a load of good ones. Even ones that's shaped like a heart. You can have that one, Takani. An apple shaped like a heart? Interesting. Does this mean you're confessing your love to me by giving me this? Maybe I am. I seriously think Ichikawa would kill me if he saw me in my current situation. You know what? Fuck Ichikawa. That guy's fucked up, man. I don't like him. Goddamn Ichikawa. Scumbag Ichikawa. Why, thank you, fair lady. I shall savor every moment of its sweet flavor. Mako, how could you betray your love of me? Your one and only sister. Did our time together mean nothing? Oh my. Hehe. Well, I love you too, Oni-sama. I found a super big apple for you. polygamy at its finest. Well, we better hurry up. We're going to go see Su-chan. Wait, what? I thought we would at least need to ask for her permission, and wait until she grew bored enough to reply. I know, but when I was picking apples, I found one of her tiny familiars. She said she wanted to see us today. Oh, Poopy. Nah, she said Poopy. That's funny. Oh, the dots! I missed you. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, where there's just dots on the screen. Next time on Sakura Spirit. Oh god, it's the demon chick. She's Yuri.